enjoying your WonderCon?
Absolutely. It's
Great.
wonderful.
Wonderful. We had to put you in it.
Thank you.
So season 3, we saw the trailer. A lot seems to be happening in the next season. Steven also hinted that there's a little bit of a time jump to see how New America is kind of unfolding. What can you tell us about filming for season 3? Obviously, there's an Asia involvement, so it's going a little bit more global. There's potentially another pandemic with the mutation of the virus. What can you tell us about season 3 as far as filming is concerned and how you wanted to progress that storyline?
Well, season 1 was about finding the cure, and it was kind of almost exclusively in the points of view of our characters on that ship, where they really didn't know what was happening in the outside world, and neither did the audience. And then the end of season 1, it opened up, this is part of what's going on in America. Season 2 went wider with, this is what's happening in America, how are we going to put America back together with the immunes and the immune enemies from Europe. And now season 3 is about, okay, we've gotten America kind of put back together, taking baby steps toward reorienting, but we've got to get the cure out to the rest of the world. And how is the rest of the world coping? How are they dealing with it? And so it's a really fun expansion in scope for the show. And not only is it that, but the characters are being put into different situations. Chandler, as the chief of naval operations, is not even on the ship at the beginning. He's in St. Louis working with the president. Kara is also not on the ship, but she's had her baby. She wants to stay home, and she's working as a deputy chief of staff in the White House as a military liaison. He's got an older brother that they've picked up along the way who had survived, is now on the James with them. Slattery is now the captain of the ship, and everyone else has been promoted. So Garnett has gone from chief engineer, she's now the XO. So everyone's in different roles, and they're unfamiliar, which is really fertile and rich and fun. And then the world is so much larger and more expansive in terms of political intrigue at home and how to hold the country together while also having more expansionist ideas about how to help the world, which is a theme that our political leaders deal with every day here in America and the real world. And now it's like, what is it like when the world's falling apart? Do you send a ship 10,000 miles away to deal with a conflict in another country when resources may be used to hold things together at home? And different people have different opinions about that, and we have the storylines playing off each other. So it's a really rich world. And then season 4, I'm sure, will get even more expansive, and that's what's fun, is kind of growing the show out like that. And I think that's why when I decided to do the show, I knew it would have legs. Whenever you are approached with material, you're thinking about not just can it be a great pilot, or can I see 10 great episodes, but can I see 100? Can I see 100 episodes? And I knew that this premise had that, and it's really bearing fruit. I've done other shows where I've kind of come to the end of the season and said, I don't know what we're going to do next season because we've kind of already done it, and I don't know how we're going to avoid cannibalizing, and with this show, I really have no question about the idea that we're almost done with filming season 3, and I don't have that feeling of, oh God, what are we going to do in season 4? I know it's going to be so many possibilities for what we can do. So.
Yes.
So as far as your character, Lieutenant Burke, the evolution of your character from season 1 towards the end of season 2, you've grown so much and have experienced so much. So now in season 3, as you said, you have are reunited with a family member. That has to be really exciting for your character.
Yes.
But what can you tell us about playing
Well, yeah, well, more than anything, it's just fun. I've got some moments, especially there in the beginning, where there's some comedic moments with my brother, my older brother. We have a little brother-sibling rivalry going on, and you see some of that in the CIC a little bit. I make a couple of stops there in the CIC, and he's the new TAO, so there's some competition there. There's a chance for him to move up in rank, and it may or may not happen, but he's dealing with that struggle, and I'm there. I sort of kind of become big brother to him for a moment, and try to bring him through that. But that's been great. It's been a lot of fun, and of course we still have our missions where we go off ship, and I'm communicating with him, and so every time before I leave that ship, he looks at me and he's like, be careful. And of course we lost characters in the past. I lost Ravi, who's near and dear to my heart, but so it's always that pulse of not knowing what's going to happen or who's going to. I said earlier, it's like Game of Thrones on the show. We don't know who might not make it, through one of these missions, and I think that's why the audience likes it, they love it, and they stick with us because they get to know these characters, they become married to them, and they want to see what happens.
Well, season 2 was fantastic. It was getting really dark, and I feel like season 3 is going to get a little darker. Did you say that?
Yeah, I think it's darker in some areas, or a different kind of dark. But I think that's the show has evolved more and more into being a darker, edgier show as you get an expansive view of what the world is really like and what those villains are trying to accomplish, and how dark that can be when people are taking advantage of power vacuum and anarchy and power grabs for themselves, and there's a lot of fun twists this season. I can say that for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you.